Nice job, Tony.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you in this film. This is just a great part for you. Did you feel like it was a good marriage for you, this part?
Yeah. Apparently it's quoted someone that I said it was the greatest part I've played, but what I meant by that, I think it was probably the most enjoyable time I've had in a movie in many years, although I've had some, it's all relative really. I've been doing some lovely movies lately, having some fun with them. With Oliver Stone, Nixon, and all the rest of them,
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Demme, Silence of the Lambs, and this. I think there's such an eloquently written part, and I was trained in the theatre. That's where I started, in the British Theatre, and I believe in the discipline of knowing your text, knowing the lines, learning it so thoroughly that you don't have to worry about it, and then showing up and doing it. That's my task, that's my method of work. It's fairly straightforward, I think. How I arrive at certain, as they say in the actors' choices, or what the arc of the part is, what the hell they're talking about. I just say, well, I come to those conclusions about the quirkiness of the character I was playing, or the habits, or the movements. That's something I develop as I'm learning the part.
Do you get lost in the moment easy?
No. No, acting's not about getting lost in the moment. It's not a form of hypnosis. And if you start getting lost in the moment, then you have to have a good psychoanalyst around. No, acting is it's a technical thing. It is that as well. It's a detachment, but through the detachment you have control, and you are sort of involved in it in another way. You get moments of inspiration. You get moments of great emotional rushes. But you can only come through physical and relaxation, and that's the way it is. I mean, I'm not comparing myself to this guy, but you watch Sinatra or Tony Bennett and people like that, the ease, or something like Pavarotti, the ease with which they sing.
They're effortless.
Physical ease. Now, I remember watching Crosby once on stage in Pasadena, and he was doing a limber up he was doing a rehearsal. His voice had gone by then, but he's doing a little soft chew shuffle. And I remember, I thought, God, there's this man who was in his 70s, and he was so easy with it. Boom, 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 boom. And
Yes.
and I thought, that's amazing. I found it so moving to watch actors like that, or performers like that. You're watching a great conductor, or a great artist, or a great actor, or whatever. It's the ease. Watch Spencer Tracy, people like that. They make it look like it's happening now. So that's what I try to emulate, and that's what I want to be. That's what I hope comes over.
I want to ask you a question about acting. If you take away any sense of income or publicity or notoriety about what you do, and it just gets down to the moment of doing it, of performing, what do you really love about acting?
Everything about it, especially film acting, not so much stage acting. I've done all that. I like getting up in the morning, getting dressed, getting in the car, going to the studio, having a cup of coffee or a sandwich or whatever, and getting ready, going in, putting the clothes on, do a bit of makeup or whatever they do, and they say, we're ready on set now, can we come on set? And you start and you do a bit of rehearsal. It's okay, let's go. And for example, on this one, Spielberg said, we were doing the Supreme Court scene, and he said, I was really looking forward to the Supreme Court scene. I'd had several weeks to learn the lines. And it was a cold, frosty morning in Mystic, Connecticut. And I was in the dressing room, and we were waiting to start. And he came and he said, hi, how are you doing? Because I hadn't seen him for several weeks. And there he says, a baseball cap. He said, what we're going to do this morning, we'll start the Supreme Court, and everything okay? I said, yeah, fine. Great, okay. Let's go. I'll get down there, do a little bit of rehearsal, and I knew my lines, and so we did about 5 minutes of monologue. I said, okay, good, let's go. He said, great, do you want to film all that? I said, whatever you want to do. He said, okay, let's do it. Let's take section by section. And his enthusiasm is so inspiring, and then that triggers something inside me, so it's like being on a wave all the time. It's like being on some great electrical surge, but with ease. And then say, cut, okay, great, print it. Let's do one more. Maybe try delaying that line until you sit down or something like that. And it's a constant improvisation within the structure. And at the end of the day, I feel I've done a good day's work. He's a great director.
with
And working
ease.
with people like Morgan Freeman and Jaimin and
Yeah.
Pete Postlethwaite and Matthew McConaughey, it's wonderful. And they actually pay me to do it, which is very nice.
Isn't it nice? Nice to see you.
Thanks a lot.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Good film.
Thank you.